My name is Simonas Savickas, and I'm head of workplace design in NARBUTAS marketing department. And today we'll talk a bit about what we've called NARBUTAS virtual office. And something we've been developing for some time, and we hope and look forward that it will become very useful for our dealers and our partners, architects and designers, in their daily work while telling the story of NARBUTAS products and doing that in a more dynamic, more vibrant way. And on the other hand, it should be some feature to help architects and designers to get inspired while they create a workplace of the future. Okay, I was wondering how many of you could recognize this. Are you young enough to know this, or are you old enough, I don't know, to be familiar with this? This is the Unreal version 1 from 1998, a so-called first-person shooter which came to the world of 3D gaming 25 years ago and really changed that world forever. At the games, the developers of the Unreal, they brought to the world of 3D some entire new principles of rendering and texturing and lighting. It may look a bit dreary now, but believe me, 25 years ago it was a real big deal, and it was very smooth, very fast, very well detailed. And that technology, over the years, becoming more and more advanced, it found its way to the number of very different industries, and I mean not PC gaming or animation or filmmaking, but just for example, car manufacturers use this very tool for their car configurators. And the idea here is that sitting behind the screen, online or offline, you can choose a car, choose a color, pick some options. You can see how entertainment systems work. You can see how a car looks like in different environments, and so on and so on. And not only the biggest names of industry, the mainstream names do that, but most of the ones as well. What's more interesting for us that Unreal found its way to the architectural rendering. This is small footage from Zaha Hadid's studio. And that, of course, is only the tip of the iceberg, and a lot of architects do this. And once again, those beautiful lighting and texturing, it gives a lot of possibilities for them in their daily, inspiring and beautiful projects. And it's even more impressive when you use one of these. I mean, it's even more impressive, and it lets you almost feel like standing in some artificial interior and almost feeling the textures and objects there. So bearing all of this in our minds, I think is not hard to imagine, but a lot of different manufacturers from different industries keep their eyes on this tool, and NARBUTAS is no exception. A few years ago, we came with the idea that being a marketing department in a large company, I think you can imagine that on a daily basis we do lots and lots of working while modeling and rendering and texturing, and there's a bunch of different layouts and PPTs and PDFs and web pages and so on, but really almost 100% of the cases, all those tools are dedicated to some very specific products or specific product groups. And that doesn't allow us to show a more complex, more general, or let's say holistic approach to the modern office as we see it or would like to see it. And while developing this, we tried to think and act a little bit differently. Really, there were no any limitations in terms of size or quantities or scale or budget or whatsoever, well, because it's virtual. So we did whatever we liked. We ended up with a very, very large space full of different zones dedicated for different activities, with lots of NARBUTAS financial solution. As the basis, we chose general activity-based working model. There's nothing very special about this. I think every larger manufacturer has something similar, and those models may vary a bit. There are some, let's say, with 3 groups of activities, and there are with 10. We chose what was convenient for us. We divided all the activities in the office to 5 large groups: concentration, collaboration, relaxation, communication, and training or learning. In our thinking, that should cover all the needs of modern workplace. And set ourselves a challenge. We set ourselves, let us think and design as many ready-made solutions responding to activities as we possibly can. And let us put all those solutions into one large, modern, interactive tool and show this to our customers and clients. Very small reference. This is the content of our internal training presentation, and it's all very fun. It's full of very useful, selected information about specific products. And our dealers and our customer support people use this for their daily work, and that's fine. But just imagine if you, let's say, you're opening the door of your client for the first time, or maybe you're looking for some way to collaborate with some architectural studio or something like that, and you need to, in a short period of time, to tell a lot of the story. And well, 400 slides, there you go. Or in our thinking, you can step in some imaginary office. You can turn the interactive map so you can see the scale of the project. You can see different zones dedicated for some different activities. You can drop your cell level like, and on your own time, by your own eyes, you can walk around. You can see different solutions. Once you're interested in something, you can press on that, everything is active, so you can get the additional information about what activities are responded, what furniture has been used, what are the combinations of finishing and materials and colors and so on. And that really lets to make a very long story short. Okay, that's the idea. I will try to switch to another software, just please give me a moment. I'll try to be as smooth as possible, but just 2 seconds. Okay, you can see the picture, and I think you can recognize the place. Now we are sort of physically and virtually standing in the same place, in the middle of our fair booth, and you can stay seated, but we can try to make some small tour for you. We've been using this for our internal preparation sessions before the Stockholm, and the idea here was that just like that, going from zone to zone, we can give the opportunity for our salespeople to get the strong, clean impression about what will be going on in Stockholm when they arrive here. The only difference was that our product managers were attending the same meeting, and once we stopped somewhere, they were telling us what are the important things, what are the major changes, and something like that. Today we don't have this opportunity. But still, if we're somewhere, we can click on those pieces of furniture and get the additional information about what's there going on. Let's see, go to the front of our stand, and there's exposition of the chairs, so you can see this. I will go through all the zones. There are 9 of them. I think the point here is just to catch the idea. But there's another thing I want to share. I'm not making this up. In marketing, we really had a lot of discussions what to bring to Stockholm, because the space of the booth wasn't particularly large, and we wanted to keep a strong focus on our launch systems. And sort of in the end, there was only one place left for our sit-stand desks, which was motion desks, and that's fine. But let's say in some other scenario, there could easily be a slightly more advanced and slightly more expensive motion executive. Or let's say in some other options, and we discussed about this, there could be, let's say, top of range move and lead desk, which tells an entire different story. They are really most advanced, most expensive ones. Then we sort of decided that those fancy executive desks won't be relevant, so we stayed with the regular ones. Let's see here, there's a set of lounge furniture, Twist and Sit, made by Danish designers, Christina Strand and Niels Pass. But let's say in some other scenario, there could easily be Archipelago by Bogdan Zanarelli. Or let's say if we were looking for some more laid-back setting, there could be soft rock or something like this. Well, there's a space for our end space team, and it's made of web labs by Adriano and some Partos tables. And once again, there could be another options, there could be another solutions. And the idea here is, once you're virtual, you don't need to make those decisions. You can implement as many solutions as you like. And that, of course, means that you can stay flexible and you can tell more of the story. Okay, I'll try to switch back to the main presentation. So, different solutions, I think this is why different solutions, I think we can agree on this. And this is very important in today's workplace, because this means that you can stay attentive, you can stay flexible, you can respond to the needs of all the employees, and only in this case you can make a happy workplace or wealthy workplace, and that's very important. And on the other hand, I think it's always easier for, let's say, architects or designers to start not from scratch, not from the square one, but to have something in their hands when they're starting a new project. You can customize everything anytime, but still it's much more easier and more efficient when you have something which has been already selected by talented designers of NARBUTAS. And plans, but there are always something wrong, but we are looking to go online already this year, and there will be an online version of this very tool. It may be a bit simpler, or maybe a little bit limited in terms of functionality, but still it will tell the same story. And being online, of course, that means that it will be accessible for everyone.